5, 16, 19, 21, 33, and 10. Check results. You remember?
I got very fragile. Not that people haven't got fragile eyes. Everyone's eyes are fragile. Eyes are fragile by nature. But I feel like mine are extra fragile, if that's possible. God, it just won't leave. I can't focus. Anyway, this is 3-6. Oh, man. I'm just rubbing my eyes if that's going to get out, but I don't know. At least I'm... Wait. Good. Feels good. It's weird, like, you just rub your eye and then the... Oh, no, it's back. I spoke too soon. Anyway, I'm just going to try and ignore it. Fuck. Not great start. Anyway, 3-6. How you all doing? You everyone good? You all good? You know, Feliz Navidad. Why am I saying that? Why did I go to say that? It's literally January, like the 28th or something. You know, what's the next holiday? Valentine's Day? What's that? February 14th? Well, what's star seasonal? You know, like if I had to guess, I'd probably say, I know that December. Actually, do I? I think this. Oh, actually, I don't know, because it might have ended by now. I think December is like Sagittarius. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Capricorn is what we're currently in. And I reckon I've got a 70% chance of being right, because I can't think of any other time of year that would be. I feel like the Pisces, the Aries, that type of stuff is more springish, summerish time. I know it's not Scorpio, and I know it's not Cancer, and I know it's not Gemini. And I don't know where else Capricorn would go unless it was like November-ish time. So I think I've got a pretty good chance of being correct, ladies and gentlemen. No one cares. Honestly, no one gives a fuck. Unless I've just tapped into a new market there. Christ, and then I just lost him. Let's get the quote. Obviously, we go for a quote every day. Today's quote: good, bad, sometimes funny. Random actor. You'll get the answer at the end. Guess at home. Have fun. This one is like, it's a very simple, nice message. Like, it's the equivalent of being like, be nice. You know, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. It's very like reworded, nice, like not problematic about it statement. But it's just fun. Like the way I read it, I was like, wait, excuse me? And the quote goes, if you're going through hell, keep going. And if you did what I did, you're like, excuse me? But then immediately it's like, oh wait, he's saying, again, I've given away gender. But they're like saying, if you're going through hell, obviously don't give up. Don't stop. You know, keep going. It'll get better. But to me, I read it. It wasn't clear. It was like, if you're going through hell, keep going through hell, bitch. Like, middle fingers up. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, you keep fucking going through it. Oh, what's that? What's that? You're struggling? Keep struggling. That's kind of like what it sounds like. If you're going through hell, if you're struggling, keep struggling. If you're drowning right now, well, keep drowning. Hate to be you, bitch. I'll let you know who that is at the end. Any guesses? You know, any guesses? As if there's anything about that. I'll have to give it a clue, actually. The reason is why I found it funny was because who said it. So, like, an example would be Ellen DeGeneres. You know, she has, there's sort of, like, you can split life into BC or AD, like, before Christ, after death, whatever. And it's the same with Ellen DeGeneres. Before Ellen DeGeneres and after Ellen DeGeneres. And as we know, Ellen DeGeneres was like this. She was the voice of Dory, you know, and she's like this. She's like the female version of Paul Rudd, not problematic, whatever. And then all of a sudden, it was completely flipped, and she became Ellen DeGeneres. And all these crazy stories came out about Ellen DeGeneres. I don't care if they're not true. It was just funny, if anything. But how she would terrorize staff and treat people like absolute dirt. So it's kind of like if you heard a quote that seems nice like this: "If you go through hell, keep going," from Ellen DeGeneres, but then you read it again after finding out that Ellen DeGeneres is a witch. Then you read it again and you're like, if you're going through hell, keep going. And all of a sudden it has a different sound. So that's your clue. It's obviously not Ellen DeGeneres, but someone who's had maybe a similar tale to that. Yeah, that's all I can say. That still might not be enough. Where do we want to start today? Where do we want to start? I mean, I think I want to start with Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega, actress, ex Disney child star, and sort of every internet sort of simp's dream right now. People are head over heels. It's crazy. I find it weird. I don't really like it. It's a bit strange. I mentioned this with Billie Eilish, but like, okay, so I googled it. She's 20, right? That's adult age. Does she what's Wednesday about? I should have checked this before. What's it about? That's what kind of got her like big and famous, right? Big in everyone's thing. And it's like, I don't know. I just find the whole thing icky. She's playing a child. She looks very young for her age. It's just weird. And obviously most of it's harmless, but there's weird people on the internet. Look at me against paedophilia. I know, fucking halo around my head. Give me a knighthood. I'm so fucking. I know that's what it sounds like I'm doing right now. I usually hate when I hear people do that. It's like, we get it. Most people are against most atrocities in life. Like, you don't have to say that and give your opinion to make yourself look good. But I'm not trying to do that. She's all basically. The more reason I want to bring this up is that she's all over the place. I don't really know why. I know Wednesday was a big show, and I know that a similar thing happened with the female lead in Squid Game, but I don't remember her taking over like this, man. Like, Ortega's trending like every day. Like, it just happens like that for some people. They just ignition, like there's a spark, and for whatever reason, they've not done anything particularly crazy, but the world just picks them up and runs with them, and like, yeah, you're the next thing. We're gonna make you huge, and they just gravitate to it. Certain people. I'm not saying it's a good thing or bad thing, they don't deserve it or anything. It's just like weird how society just chooses these people to like go with. It's like random. But back on that thing about like trying to like make yourself look good. Like, I was gonna mention earlier, like I was gonna talk about how cheating is like such a weird thing. Because like, I just don't get it. Like, I can understand you're in a relationship and then you're out at some party and you get drunk or whatever, and then one thing leads to another. You just cheated, fucking, and you regret it immediately or whatever, and you feel like that's different. That's like, that is technically, yes, cheating, but I just call it more, that's, you've cheated, but it's like, it's a mistake. You it wasn't like something you wanted to. I'm talking about like, you're serial, like you get in relationships with people and then like you keep up lies and deceit and you pretend you're going somewhere, really you're like consistently linking this other person or just different people or whatever. It's just like, why, man? I don't get why people take, I'm not talking about from a moral point of view, but just from like a logistical point of view. Why? Like why? It's like, you could just do, it's not like it's a crime where like you're doing something bad, but technically by what you're doing at its core. But like, you could just not be in a relationship. You could just do that anyway. Why do this extra? Like, why do what you could do anyway, but now do it with a bunch of rules, like with a bunch of anxiety around it? Like, oh no, they're gonna find out where I am, or don't never look for my phone, and all this other stuff. And it's like, you're always on edge. It's a full-time job. I say, like, why give yourself that when you don't need to? Like, if you want to, just be like, fuck it, I don't want to cut you off. I want to go have fun. That's fine. Do what you want, mate. You know? But why? People must it must be like you just get a kick out of something. And the reason that reminded me of that is because it sounds like I'm being like, I could just, honestly, I could never imagine how any man could cheat on a woman. Honestly, it's disgusting. I just, the fact that some man could do that to a woman, who like loves them, it's just horrid. It's abhorrent, truly. I could never do it. Not me. I will never. I could. I mean, that's just me personally. I could never do it. It's disgusting. Oh, horrible. Very pick me energy is what I'm trying to say. Is what it sounds like. Trying to appeal in that way, but no, I'm just more making a observation. It's just funny to me, because it's a very easy. It's like Nick Cannon with his like 10 kids with 10 different wives. Like, that's not. These things aren't happening by chance. There's something weird going on there, by the way. Weird. Whether it's like a fetishal kick out of it. Like, I'm sorry. I know people can like what they like, and it's like technically not hurting anyone. Your like fetish being having a bunch of different women who have your child, and I could see how that was actually a thing. I could see like a certain type of person that would like they get kick out of that. That's just fucking weird, man. Like, right now you might get a kick out of that, right? A bunch of like, but these are like, you're spawning little creatures all over the shop. They're going to grow up and have full like 70 to 90 year long lives, just all over the place. Why is there like I've read this thing? It was like it was a theory, obviously not real. Again, tinfoil hat on. But like he needs like a particular blood type, and he's just trying the kids of a bunch of different women to get like the right blood type for this like disease that could crop up in his life at some point, and he needs like a particular rare blood type or something. Which is that reminds me of genuinely villain shit. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, when like Peter Quill he meets his dad Ego, and he doesn't question his name being Ego. That's not a red flag to him. He's like, this isn't a Harry Potter book. Your name probably doesn't resemble your sort of personality faults. So he's like, oh cool, I need a father figure, and you're that. And then he meets him, and he's like, oh wait, I'm like the 1000th, and probably more than that. I'm like the 2011th child he's had. I'm finally the right one that possesses the gene to like have the power, because he basically, if you don't know the film, he's like a god, and he like wanted to pass that on to his offspring. So like he would go across the land, and he would plant his seed, if you will. He would sleep with a bunch of different women from a bunch of different universes, but none of them, the kids had the trait to have the power, so you just kill them. And then he kept all the skeletons of all the kids, or whatever. Or they weren't kids, I guess they were grown at that point, but his kids, even though they're adults, maybe the other kids, I don't know. And then Peter Quill finds it, aka what's his name, Chris Pratt, and he's like, holy fuck, all his kids are down here in the basement that didn't have the gene, and I have it now. And that's basically what Nick Cannon could be doing to avoid like fucking, I don't know, polio, whatever he's trying to dodge. Yeah, why are we talking about this? Oh yeah, I'm like virtue signaling. I'm trying to convince people I'm a good person. What else can I convince people I'm a good person? I could never beat up a woman, by the way. I don't get it. Like, to physically put your... Okay, now it sounds like I do want to beat up women, and no, that's not also what I'm doing. I actually wouldn't, but now it sounds like I'm doing the thing again. There's no winning. But no, I was listening to a podcast, and a guy was like it was so unprovoked, and he was like, nah, and then he put his hands on her, and I was like, oh, it fucking got me, man. Like, I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm a crazy person, but the second you put your hands on a woman, fuck, we're done. I can't be friends with you after that. It's too fucking far. I feel like I'm not really making clear what I'm trying to say, which makes me sound like a dick, man. What I'm more saying is, obviously the sentiment is true. You shouldn't commit these crimes, or I mean, cheating's not a crime, but you shouldn't do bad things. But it's just sometimes you listen to podcasts and it feels like they're just saying they disagree with all these bad things to make the just for the no other reason, just it makes me look good. So at least you know I disagree with all this stuff. Oh god, I hate when I just this is the type of setting that is just conducive to me spiraling and just digging holes and just because you just go off and you're like, fuck, when should I stop? Like, you know, when you're in an awkward situation, you're at work and you meet someone new or something like that, and then you just start lying, not lying, but you start saying stuff like, so you'll say something like, oh yeah, I saw the like you'll be talking about football or something, say you're talking about ABBA, the musical band, the musical group, and you're like, oh yeah, oh ABBA, no, they were really great, weren't they, ABBA? Yeah, they were really good live, and the person thinks you said they were really good when I saw them live back in the day, and then they go, oh really, you saw them live? What was that like? And because you're fresh to this scenario, you've not met this person before, it's just kind of awkward. They're like, oh really, you saw them live? You're like, I don't want to say no, I didn't know, even though they misheard me. I don't want to correct them because it's all happening within a split second in your head. Oh, I don't want to correct. Oh no, I want to let them down, basically. Oh, and then before you know it, you're just like, yeah, they were good. Tell me about it. Oh, you're like, fuck, I don't know any of their names. What do I do? Like, oh yeah, no, I was with my mom really, so she was like the big fan. I just tagged along and like, oh yeah, where'd you see him? Just come clean, just tell him you haven't actually seen him and just do it now. Stockholm? Fuck, what'd you do that for? Stockholm, you went to Sweden for it? Yeah, but I thought earlier you said you had never left the country. Yeah, I did say that, didn't I? I haven't ever left the country. This is my first time actually leaving the country. Is what I meant. What do you mean? I'm from Stockholm, so I never left the country because I was already in the country because I was actually born in Stockholm. I've only left the country once, and that's to then move here a few weeks ago. So I forgot. Sorry. You haven't got much of a strong accent. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, I was homeschooled. My parents, both English, moved to Stockholm, had me. I grew up there, didn't mingle much with the locals, didn't really pick up an accent, homeschooled, so just really around the English voices a lot. I used to watch English television, and I just sort of kept it. I'm swaying at this point, and it's just like, why didn't I just say no? Next thing I know, I've basically told them I know half of ABBA, and I've got to order them tickets now because I told them I know them and I could get them backstage, and now all of a sudden I'm $2,000 poorer. It's never got that bad, but I could see it getting close one day. But yeah, that's basically my issue. Just digging holes. I mean, it'd be great if I was an excavator. I said it'd be great if I was an excavator. I said it'd be great because I'm good at digging holes. I really hope an excavator is what I think it is, or else that. Then that's just wrong, isn't it? Yeah. Someone cast me in that Shia LaBeouf film because I'm great at digging holes. That one I definitely know is right. I know holes is definitely about digging holes. Every hole's a goal. Again, like that, for example, why did I just say that? Why did I say that? I don't like that. I just said that, and I just did it, and it's been said now. Even I think my posture right now, I'm like lied back, is too relaxed. It's too conducive to slip ups and fuckeries. I got like a couple other things written down here, but what were you at? 1920. Oh, almost. What was that film that came out recently? 1917. Almost bang on that. And yeah, I kind of that kind of stuff I want to mention in more detail than squeezing into the end of this, so I'll bring them up in future. What do we say to work? Oh wait, wow, I've got I sometimes do this. I wrote down 4 things, and the only thing I mentioned was I said Jenna Ortega. That's all it says, by the way. It says Jenna Ortega. That was the whole topic. And then from there, I can't remember what I spoke about for the last 20 minutes, but I didn't even cover any of these 4. Oh yeah, I got to do the quote. I'll say it one more time as a little. If you're going through hell, keep going. James Corden. So it's, because when it's James Corden, it sounds, because we've all heard the stories of James Corden basically effectively spitting on the waiting staff in restaurants, and all those stories about how James Corden's like really rude or whatever. Like, you could see him looking down and being like, "Hey Povo, you going through it right now? Well, fatty, I keep fatty. Enjoy down there." It's just a funny thought, guys, but we all know what he really meant. But it's just a funny thought, isn't it? I gotta stop doing these so late at night. I think it's really affecting them. I get a bit loony, man. Oh, I'm so crazy. Well, look at me. Oh. You can't see if you're not on video. Oh, I'm balancing a pen on my head. I'm wacky. I get crazy at night time. Meanwhile, it's like 9:30 p.m. probably. On to 37.
With the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.